pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers as they play against the Toronto Raptors at Air Canada Center. For Toronto, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. For a few seasons now, we've seen the Raptors find a lot of success in the regular season, but they really have trouble making a postseason run. Why is that, Jet?
Well, they rely a lot on their perimeter players, and that could be dangerous because sometimes, perimeter shots can be off. And then they really don't have a defensive stopper, Ernie.
We all know they play the up-tempo game, Ernie, but when it slows down in the postseason, it's harder for them to adjust. Until they learn how to adjust, they're always going to lose in the first or second round.
And now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan. Tip-off approaching. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We're in the place they call the Air Canada Center in Toronto, Ontario, the home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Taking a look at the Lakers. They like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team.
And for the Lakers, they've looked very solid here to start the season. What's surprised me the most is I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
Well, they weren't doing their work early. They weren't carving out space for themselves under the glass, and guys just weren't working hard enough in my estimation.
And Lowry gets it to go.
The D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
No coverage that time. Johnson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Lakers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Russell with the bucket.
There they go.
Didn't turn into 3 points. He makes you pay on those nearly every time. And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Passes it to Valanciunas. The 11-footer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Here's Randall. Again, the Lakers.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's a
Hibbert.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Rosen. Valanciunas dishes to Lowry. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lowry's got his second bucket of the night.
And yet it doesn't work out that way. There are no ties, so unfortunately they were the ones who came up short.
And one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. You wonder if that has turned off potential free agents. Maybe he's a bit too competitive, but when you're in the business of competing, hard for me to imagine you can be too competitive.
And Kobe drops them both. With Kobe.
I think you have to respect him for it. It shouldn't be a problem for potential free agents, in my opinion.
And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. Would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency. And that assist got him a little nod from
through traffic. You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Raptors are gone. Johnson outside. The drive by Lowry. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. And that's now 7. DeRozan against Kobe. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Not much deep.
5 to shoot. Fades away. That's good. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the head. Bucket, no good. Outside DeRozan. Down low. Got a piece of it. And he gets it to go. Johnson's got 5.
You know, that's been a point from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes it.
Carroll, no one around him. Nails the wide open jump shot. Carroll's got hit.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Very often, plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And that one good from Clarkson. Here's Joseph. Last time for Valanciunas sets a screen for Ross.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how
he got Joseph following the three-point attempt by Lou Williams. Outside Carroll. A second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
Ross with a wide open look, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Dishes it to Nance. Lets it go from the wing. Connects. The jumper drops. Now here's Joseph. Down low. Wants to get it to Biyombo and does.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Dwayne Casey. They've had success against this team, winning their one matchup of the season, but he's not getting complacent, and his first order of business has been readying them to score against such a tough shot-blocking presence inside. He said in a game like this, you can't turn down good perimeter looks. We've got to be aggressive getting to our looks and try to track down our misses. Guys, let's see how it works.
And Doris, as always, thanks and guys
of their attention.
Well, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of their own defense, fellas. I mean, they can't concentrate so intensely on offense, they forget to defend.
Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark jaw drop. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Valanciunas has got 7 points in the game.
And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2-seed.
From deep. That's good. And the Raptors lead by 10.
Their defense just hasn't been able to slow them down.
And that's a big reason why they're trailing, surrendering too many easy baskets.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
He got it up and released it in time, but it's off the mark. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Raptors lead by 8. And we'll be back right after this. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction.
You know, we got a group of guys who came in and bought into the offensive system, the defensive system, and it just clicked. And we got a bunch of guys in here who only want to see each other be successful, and it's rare in this league to have a team like that.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here in at the 1. Now Russell, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. Bryant has the open look. Again, the Lakers. Russell. Oh, that's blocked. They recover it. And the basket by Scola.
Causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away. Kobe doing a great job being a playmaker on that one.
Right for him.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards.
Lowry against Bryant. Here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. 6 points for DeMar. Kelly dishes to Russell. Fires the three. That is good. Russell's got 5 points now in the quarter. To the middle. And again, it's DeMar DeRozan.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated. Now, how about
from outside the arc, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Pass to DeRozan. Fades away. No good off the front iron.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
The shot by Hibbert. Nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
You get each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder, and that's exactly.
Hibbert's got his third rebound on the night. Russell kicks to Kelly. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
That's really the area where they like all of them.
Deep here in the second. Johnson dishes to DeRozan. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock, wears his opponents down.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
Nick Young's checked in for Kobe. And Kyle Lowry drops them both.
And for Lowry, he's been on fire the past couple of seasons. He's shown toughness, leadership, and the instinct to make winning plays on the court at both ends.
And that one's good.
I like the way they've...
And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. That is good. Now it's 7. And the slam dunk by Russell.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And so here's Toronto following the bucket by the Lakers. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, he didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Biyombo. Ross comes in for Luis Scola. And Corey Joseph subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Now, here's Bass. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. No good. Raptors trail by 9. That's good from Lowry on the assist from Joseph. And it's 13 points for Kyle Lowry. To the left wing. Clock at 4. And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got the lead up to
that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Now here's Ross. 11 points for him in that last game against Golden State. Found on the night. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Ross. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Clarkson lets it go with a 3. And he gets it to go. Clarkson's got no need to get off a shot. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from James Porter. Solid shooting. That shot wide open. Clarkson's got 9.
Sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep, though.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Lakers on top. They lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Okay, Kevin, here with Coach Casey. And, Coach, you've done a tremendous job forcing turnovers and getting into your transition game. What do you tell your guys to keep them to keep doing what they're doing?
Push the ball. We always want to push the ball. That's to stop. But, again, we got to make good decisions. We don't want to come down and give it right back to them and let them run it down our throats at the end. Run the ball, wings get out and run, pass it ahead, but then make good decisions and attack the basket.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. The Lakers' first quarter could have gone much better. The deficit for them just seemed to grow and grow, eventually reaching the 10-point mark at one stage of the period. Things really took a positive turn for them in the second quarter, though, as they went on a huge run and now find themselves leading by 4. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, give them credit for getting out on that fast break. They made a concerted effort to run every time. Not once, not twice, every time, and it paid off in points. I also thought it wore down the defense.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
They need to turn up the defense intensity. They let the game get taken to them instead of the other way around. Coming out in the second half, they got to play with a chip on their shoulder, Ernie. You know, don't get pushed around on D. It's payback time.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Here's DeRozan. And yep, couple bounces, and Young with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Puts one up from 19. And Russell with the basket on the assist by Young. Young's got it.
Basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And he gets it to go. 15 points for Kyle Lowry. Pass to Johnson. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home. We've got a second, so we'll bring up a list of shooting guards that have been red hot at the free throw line over the past month. Fifth best, Kobe Bryant.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slap a three-point play the hard way.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think even if they get whistled for a fair number of charge calls, because when you're an elite free throw shooter, and these guys are, I think you've always got to be aggressive in trying to get yourself to the need a minute to talk things through here.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's our guys. These sides match up really well.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
By the Lakers. Here's Lowry. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Lowry's got 4 points this quarter. And 18 points for him. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. DeRozan's got
question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter. The dish to DeRozan. Here's Valanciunas. Yes! And the foul. That's on Nick Young.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Biombo is checked in for the Raptors. Ryan Kelly, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over.
Here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. And Bryant gets it to go.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
And the slam dunk by Russell.
And that is a major league.
Is checked in for the Lakers. Clarkson comes in for Kobe. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drought is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting. The Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics have traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down. Now here's Randall, following the miss by DeRozan. Bass's shot, good. Bass has got 9.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really...
Kyle Lowry. And then for the Lakers, Nancy's checked in for Julius Randle. World Peace comes in for Ryan Kelly. And Lewis Williams subbed in for
2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Valanciunas passes to Joseph. That's good. Joseph's got 5 points so far.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team control.
Kicks it to Valanciunas. Cans the 12-footer.
Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Ross, that's good. Here's Clarkson. 9 points in the game so far. Looking to get back on track here, and the layup is up and in. Clarkson's got 11. Raptors tripped by Williams. Los Angeles has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
To Valanciunas for 3. Ross down and drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13.
You want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And that is good. 7 points for Williams.
That was the 3rd straight
version of this game. They're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. Got that one up quick. And it's a 9-point Laker lead. While we have a quick chance here, let's now take a look at some point guards who have been dead on target from the floor over the course of the past 10 games. Jordan Clarkson, fourth.
As a point guard, you want to create the best.
That though, I mean, even as deadly as they are from the field, they're always looking to set up their teammates first.
Ross, that's good.
Stresses that in every practice.
The Raptors making a switch here. Scola's checked in.
Whatever they're
covered closely to the inside. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut to just 7. Fast break. The Lakers. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Now here's Joseph. No good on that last second attempt there. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Lakers lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily.
Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
He gives them a double-digit lead.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. A chance here now for a 3-2 switch here. Valanciunas is checked in. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for C. It's DeRozan with the drive. Banked in off the glass. DeRozan.
And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game. Not his best game, but they're still.
From deep. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 27 points for outside Russell. Here's Hibbert. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game?
Lack consistency the last year or 2.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock.
And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
You know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally goes on and stay in that shot when you're wide open.
Offensive rebound. Valanciunas gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And the defense just
clock. Here's Russell. Lays it up and banks it in. Russell's got 30.
He has really
Scola shoots a fader and right on target with the switch.
Well, he could have earned some style.
Bryant pulls it from 20 and he gets the jumper to drop. Bryant's got Valanciunas sets a screen for DeRozan. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the 3.
Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down to 3.
Efficient offensive performance.
No telling how much larger the lead would be if it wasn't for his shooting. I mean, come on, this guy's kept them in it.
And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has...
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes.
One shot.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
We're still waiting for the as jump shots go. That's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Here's Valanciunas. And that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13. Bryant. There's the feed to Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Kobe's got assist number 5 here tonight.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good. Young's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Lakers.
We've seen
1:57 left to play here in the fourth. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from DeRozan.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the
Lakers ball. Hibbert kicks to Clarkson. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
to the rim.
To the paint. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Russell. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
The Lakers with the ball. 8-point game.
The shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
And so the Lakers take the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kobe, certainly a nice road win. Is this something this team can build on at this point in the season?
Well, yeah, I think it's good for us. You know, we show that we can come up with a good plan and we can stick to it and we can execute it. And down the stretch, we can make big plays.
Kobe, thank you. No doubt about that, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan player of the game.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight, big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.